Welcome to Talkin Wellness with Beth and Jay, the podcast that makes living well fun and attainable. Jay and myself are going to bring you different insights and interviews with a twist of laughter to improve your overall health and wellness. This podcast aims to empower each and every one of you to make small changes in your life resulting in big outcomes. Each week, we're going to focus on topics within the pillars of health and wellness, diet, fitness, mindset, and so much more. And if Jay and I don't know the answer, we're going to grab you some local health experts to fill in the blanks. We're going to talk about some good reads and some of our own personal stories and struggles too. So sit back, relax, and get ready to laugh with Jay and myself on our journeys to finding true wellness. Welcome to our Talkin Wellness podcast. So we're so excited to have you. We are going to be talking a little bit about health, a little bit about wellness. We're going to bring in some laughter, some personal stories. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yes, lots and lots of fun.
Today, we're going to learn a little bit more about Jay Verna and the Webster Rec Center. So let's talk. Jay, give us a little background on the Webster Rec Center, what brought you here, and what your offerings. What are we doing here?
Okay. How much time do I have?
We got about 20 minutes.
Okay.
So.
All right. What brought me here? So prior to this being the Webster Recreation Center, this was the Xerox Recreation Center. I've actually been reporting to this address for the last almost 27 years for work. In 2010, the town purchased the building, the then existing building, which we since added on to, and the 70 plus acres of property that we sit on, and hired me as their fitness coordinator, which I'm doing to this present day. So it's been a long journey. I couldn't imagine not coming to this place every day. I don't even really call it a job. As far as what we offer, it's a lot of stuff. Obviously, we're a community center. We have recreation type programs for little kids right on up to seniors, all kinds of camps, fun programs like that. My area of responsibility is the fitness programming. We have an on-site fitness center with growing group X schedule, group exercise that is. And we've done a lot of different stuff. Since COVID, we're actually coming back stronger than ever. The traffic to this building has been amazing. I know Beth and I actually this whole Talkin Wellness thing was born during COVID when the lights went out and we wanted to keep our voices heard and keep connected to our prospective audiences and the people that we work with. So it's been kind of gratifying. A lot of the stuff we talked about, now 3 years ago, has kind of come to fruition. And when I get a chance to interview her, you're going to hear a lot of the stuff that they've been doing, and it's been pretty amazing. So, yeah, lots of different stuff. We're very excited. We're focusing on some new things we'll be rolling out. We just started offering spin classes, which is something I've been wanting to do forever and ever. So really super excited. We encourage you guys to stop in and we can have more of a conversation.
That's awesome. So I can honestly interject here. When Jay and I started this podcast a long time ago, it was more of just a way to get ourselves out on YouTube, a way to, like he said, get our voices known. We talked and dreamt about all the things that I see now coming forth in the Webster Rec Center. All the things we wanted to change, all the things we wanted to offer, all the way, the community events, because it was a really hard time for everybody to be kind of shut out and, social anything just kind of took a big halt. So it's really excited as a person that utilizes the Webster Rec Center. We rent space from Wellness 360 here to teach classes. I'm very involved in the senior programs here. And I personally exercise here. So I feel like I'm at the Webster Rec Center sometimes more than I'm at my own home. And with my own, I'm with Jay and the team here more than I'm probably with my own family. But I'm really excited to interview Jay. So we have decided we're going to do 10 questions. We're going to keep this short and sweet, the best that we can. And you'll know that we love to ramble, both of us. So, all right, Jay, question number 1. What is your most memorable sporting event and why?
Whoa. So did I attend it in person or just...
It doesn't matter to me. Yep. You can go anywhere with that.
Probably the 1994 Stanley Cup final with the New York Rangers when they finally won it after being a lifelong fan. I remember being in my parents' living room And yeah, it was just awesome. If you're a sport fan, you understand, especially if it's a team that you've been rooting for and so into for so many years. So that would probably be the biggest one, or pretty much any of the Yankee World Series that they've won in my lifetime, but definitely 94.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay. Who has had the greatest influence on you as a professional?
As a professional, just a little side note here, I did not have access to these questions prior to.
Yes, we did. Great. We wanted to surprise each other, so there may be some
as a professional, there's probably a fair amount. My former manager actually at when this place was Xerox, her name was Sandy, had a big influence on me. Not so much in terms of the fitness aspect of things, even though I think she was a very good mentor with that. More on the management side of things and how you establish relationships and deal with people. So I feel like I'm a lot stronger now doing that. Whether I am or not, I don't know. I'm not the person to probably ask that, but she's definitely one there. And also too, one of the professors that I worked with at SUNY Brockport when I was going through my degree there for exercise science, she was definitely a very good professional mentor.
Awesome.
Dr. Heidi Byrne.
And I find the best way to grow professionally is that open mindset and making so many mistakes. So many mistakes.
I've checked that box for sure.
Yeah. All right. Number 3, what does a wellness regimen look like to you in your personal life?
It's obviously changed over the years. For me now, a lot of it has to do with all the stuff that happens before and after the actual workout. So I'm much better at things like positional breathing, doing things that improve my movement, both in terms of quality of movement and speed of movement. Lots of mindfulness stuff, whether it's doing actual meditation, something I've adopted. And again, that was something that was born out of COVID. And basically just focusing more on the things that improve me rather than, chasing numbers and beating myself to death, whether it's in the weight room or out running or doing something like that. So
yeah, I've definitely found that the longer I go and the older I get, I'm like, why am I doing this? I don't enjoy it and it hurts.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little bit older now, so I've learned, my goals have changed, but after beating myself up for so many years, I finally gotten to the point where I just feel like I know what my body needs, and I've just tuned in and I'm much more aware. So it's all those things that the boring stuff that people don't want to do, the warm-ups, the recovery, those are the things that I think have made me feel the best I've ever had. So
awesome. Wonderful. Okay. How do you encourage wellness in your family and friends? We both have kids.
Yeah.
So
it's just leading by example, really. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of always been my life, whether it's what I choose to eat, though I don't get too strict with that, certainly not these days, but just try to set the best example and only talk about it when I'm asked.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yes, that is 100%. I don't know if any of you are those people that I love to educate myself, and I assume that other people like to be educated too. And I found out really quickly that is not the case.
Yeah.
What does a wellness cheat day look like for you? So if you're going to cheat somewhere, what are you going to cheat with?
One of the things that's happened to me as I've gotten older is I realized that well behaviors transcend so many different things. So I don't view anything as cheating. So I believe that whatever we do, if it brings us some kind of joy, satisfaction, or whatever, that's a well behavior. But if I have to actually answer the question, I think
you just did answer the question. I like that. And that's going to be a topic because I want to dive a little deeper into that. That's cool. Yeah. What drives you? Not literally.
Right.
Not what are you driving?
Yeah,
what drives
this
you?
2010 piece of crap out here in the car. Let's see. I think the desire to constantly be a better version of myself, whether it's professionally, certainly as a father and a husband. I guess that's probably my number one priority, but I always want to be better, even if it's not possible, or if it's just a little bit. And it's more for, I just want to be the best version of myself for those around me. So
That's fantastic. Okay, what is the last book that inspired you? I know we talk a lot about books on this podcast. We're big readers. I'm audio. He likes the paper. So, but which one is the last one that really pulled on your heartstrings?
You know, do I have it here? I can't even remember the name of the book. It was
that inspiring?
Well, no.
Just joking. I do the same thing.
No, it was actually a very short story. And it was basically one of those quick, easy reads that put in perspective that, you know, life is not about the constant focus and looking for perfection. It's more that understanding that how we can connect and resonate with other people. It's just about opening ourselves up to being who we are and not getting so caught up in all the noise that's around us. I'm actually a beneficiary of being a little bit older. I am not a huge fan of social media or being constantly connected or plugged in, and that makes me probably a dinosaur to the younger generation, certainly my son. But I found a lot of value of solitude in learning how to not always be connected. So I'll have to look and see what that book is and get back to you, because now that everybody's intrigued, it's like, oh, what was that? But I do a fair amount of reading, so from more of a self-help, self-care, it would definitely be that book that I cannot remember.
That's okay. So I couldn't agree with you more. I get comments all the time because I don't care about Hollywood stuff. I don't know about latest movies. I don't sit on social media because I do because of work, but
right.
You know,
From a professional standpoint, I see the value.
But I just don't, if it's not immediately affecting me and my family and my world, because I'm very present with everything that I do. So I don't spend time disconnected from my family and my friends and things. So I just, maybe it is our age. I don't know. Because people think I'm weird. They're like, what do you mean you didn't hear about this or hear about that? And I'm like, I don't care.
I get that
just don't
too.
care.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Okay, this question was from my son.
Ooh.
What is your superpower? If you could have one, what would it be?
So what do I think it is, or what would I want it to be?
You could be either. Yeah. Either way.
I'd like to think that my superpower would be that I can be a really good listener. That's one thing that I've always strived to do, and I think I fall short a lot. But really being able to empathize with people and really be that person that people know when they're talking to me, that they know that I am 100% engaged.
That's fantastic. And that's a superpower that we can actually achieve.
Yeah, I'm still working at it. It's a work in progress. Everything's a work in progress, right? But I think I've gotten a little bit better at that, but I still find myself sometimes like, okay, I'm not going to stop talking, but you know.
That's because we always have something else to say.
Nobody in particular I say that about. I just want to get that out there, but yeah.
So I have a really funny story. This is a question my son asked a lot of me. And he asked me this question one day, and he said, we were watching The Incredibles, and he said, I wish we had superpowers. And I said, well, how do you know that we don't? And he's got real quiet. He was probably 6 when he did this. And he goes, you're right, my dad is really strong. I said, what do you think? And he said, and I'm really fast. I said, you sure are. He goes, oh my goodness, I think that we might be superheroes. So then I said, well, what does mom have? What do I have? And he goes, can I get back with you? So I was a little offended by that comment. But later on, he came back. He said, I know your superpower. I said, what? He goes, you're a healer. I said, wow, for a 6-year-old to say you're a healer. I was like, wow. He goes, people come to you when they're hurting and you make them better and you heal them. So I thought for a 6-year-old, that was a really cool.
Profound, yeah.
So very profound. So now he tells me I can't say that because that's now what I go to. So now when he asks me, he's like, but you can't say you're a healer because you already are. All right. So Question number 9. We're almost to the end. What is on your pizza?
What's on my pizza? Pretty much any vegetable except for eggplant.
Do they put that on pizza?
Yeah, some people do. Yeah, I can't put eggplant anywhere near my mouth. I don't like it. But yeah, I like broccoli, spinach. Sometimes I'll throw in some sausage or pepperoni, but not too much. Mostly it's
Really
I'm
veggie?
I'm kind of a veggie pizza kind of guy. Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Last and certainly not least, and this got changed by his staff because I walked in one day and they were telling a really funny story. I have an assumption it's an embarrassing story. So I don't know.
It was at the time, but it's no longer embarrassing.
Okay, so what was your most embarrassing moment? I want to hear this story.
So this goes back to a conference I went to in Colorado Springs, I think in 2008. It's been a while. So it was a 4 or 5 day international science conference, which was actually kind of cool. And we were staying at, the conference was at, and I was actually staying at the Hilton Antlers, which is kind of a, I mean, it's not a Motel 6.
Sure, yeah.
So I was back in my room one night. This is probably like after 9 o'clock. I had ordered some room service, and I finished, decided to take a shower, get out of the shower, and I see the empty room service trays there. So I'm like, oh, I should probably put that out in the hallway. So I was dressed, but not entirely, let's say. So I went to put it out, and I had to step out the door to put it down on the ground, and the door closes behind me. So basically a pair of shorts is all I'm wearing at this point. And it's, you know, I'm like 5 floors up. I don't know anybody. I went to this conference by myself. So anybody I would have met, I'm not comfortable knocking on people's doors.
Right.
What are they going to look through the people and see this half naked guy? What's he doing? So I had walked down to the main lobby. I actually took the elevator down.
Oh, I wanted to be in an elevator. That would have been so
I
mortifying.
think one person did get on, and they kind of gave me a strange look, and I'm like, you know what, this is gonna be a great story to tell back home. So it's like 9:30 at night. It's like, I can't be that busy down there. So I get down to the main lobby, and it's one of those really nice lobbies. Like there's a bar right there, which of course there's people. It wasn't that late. And there's 2 people in line in front of me, so I'm standing
So you have
there.
to wait in line.
I'm like,
Oh,
but then I was like, you know what can you do? I'm sure this is not the first time.
this has to have happened before.
So I just, you know, I think it was of course it was a young woman that, how can I help you? I'm like, well,
I'm naked and all.
I locked
The
myself out
lobby.
of the room. So can I please have a key so I can get back up to my room? So yeah, it was definitely embarrassing at the time, but the more I think about it, the more I actually kind of laugh about it.
It's hysterical. And I
Yeah.
love that the way you just thought, well, this, you know, it is what it is. And it's going to be
didn't
really
have
funny
to-
one day.
I didn't have a cell phone. I had no access to a phone. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna, let's have some fun with this. So, and I guess a few kind of odd looks, but maybe it's not so atypical.
I can't imagine that it's that uncommon.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, you're in a hotel.
It could have been a lot worse. I mean, I could have literally just gotten out of the shower. That would have been bad. I've been arrested in Colorado.
Yeah, I feel like, but then again, it is out west, so it's,
Yeah, it was kind of chill. I mean, I was a little nervous when that elevator door opened to the lobby. I'm like, you know what, just play it off like this. Hey,
Thank goodness you take care of yourself, though.
well, I wasn't even thinking about that.
Oh, that's hysterical.
Yeah.
Jay, is there anything else you'd like to tell the public about our podcast or anything about you personally, anything about the Webster Rec Center?
You know, I think the biggest thing is that, you know, I think between the 2 of us, we've been doing this for a long time. One of the things that's really important to me, and certainly with Beth, and we've kind of spoken to it a little bit with a lot of our joint efforts, but it's really creating a space and a place for people to come and explore what wellness is to them in a place where they don't feel judged. I've been in this industry for so long. I've seen all aspects of it. And the one thing that I think is really resonates with me, what we're trying to do here from a wellness and a fitness perspective for our community, is just to offer a place where, you know, it can be whatever it is that you want. If aesthetics are your goal, there's nothing wrong with that, but it doesn't also have to be that. There's so many different things that I think we can learn about ourselves that can help us be be well and certainly be happy. So it's just it's an evolving process here. We're always looking to add more. And we always like to hear from you guys. So as we move forward with this podcast and certainly with our efforts, both at Wellness 360 as well as here at Webster Rec, we want to hear from you guys. What resonates with you? What would you like to see? If it's something that we can do, we want to offer. We have a great staff here, and it's been great seeing things kind of explode.
It has been great.
Lots of work.
All right. Well, next episode, Jay is going to be interviewing me. So I'm looking very forward to that. I'm very nervous, but we'll see how it goes. Thank you guys so much for joining us, and we'll see you again real soon.
Talk to you soon.
Hello, everybody. This is Beth and Jay with Talkin Wellness.
Hey, Beth. Sorry. I've been looking forward to this all day.
All right.
I just fell asleep there, but that's fine. I don't think we're going to edit this part out. Or
No.
We'll have it on the blooper trail.
Yeah, we'll have it somewhere. That is definitely not leaving our podcast. So.